Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to part 2 of the tier list for the updated 4th anniversary. This time we're going to be going over defense and the final 4 room for defense, including the brand new units, Naruto and Sasuke Final Showdown, Final Valley, whatever you want to call them, and the new Karma Brothers, as well as 6th Hokage Kakashi. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, you guys, so we're going to be starting off with the boy KLM Naruto. First, we're going to start off with the main defense tier list, so this is going to be like the regular summonings. And if I believe they're better on revival summons, I'll also let you guys know on here. That way you know which ones are better as a regular summon and which ones are better as a revival summon. So I hope that helps. Alright, so we're going to start off with KLM Naruto. I'm personally going to put him in double S tier OP. The only reason he wouldn't be up here is because of the lack of damage that he does, but he's an excellent staller. He's really great at stalling opponents. So in my opinion, there's two different kinds of defenders. So there's a damage dealing defender that's used to like one-shot opponents and used to just like kill them instantly, and then there's stallers. So KLM would be a staller, and then there's the all-around ones that are kind of like Edo Itachi's, but I'll get into that. So KLM Naruto is a great staller. I believe he belongs in double S tier. So he's definitely a good unit to have. I think he excels better in Final 4 room, but he's also solid to have right here for sure. Narukage, as a main defender, I'm going to put him in double S tier as well. The only reason I'm not putting him in triple S tier is just because I also think he's better in Final 4. And his damage isn't as good as some other units, so I'm going to put up here. And he's also not an insane staller. He is a really great staller, and he has an infinite knockdown with his running jutsu, so he's still really good to have on defense for sure. Jiraiya, I'm gonna put Jiraiya in double S tier. I'm borderline thinking of putting him in god tier just because he's a really good staller, but I just think the other units are kind of outclassing him, so I'm gonna put him in double S tier. He does insane damage. If you get hit with this fucking weird like shotgun acid jutsu or whatever, then he might just one-shot you. He's really good. He's really good at stalling. He has invincibility, and when he summons that fucking frog, he's just really hard to kill. So I definitely think he belongs here for sure. Next is Ashura. So Ashura, as a regular defender, I'm also going to put him in double S tier, only because of the lack of damage that he does. Like, there's other units who are a little bit more insane at stalling and more insane at damage dealing, but he's still really good. He definitely belongs in double S tier. His tornado, like, all these characters here can easily take out supports easily. So if a support flies into your room with them, they might be fucked, you know what I'm saying? So they're all really good. Don't underestimate them just because I have them in double S tier. There's just too many god tier shinobis, but these guys are still really good. Madara, first god tier on the list so far. His damage is just too fucking good, bro. His damage is so good. He has a shotgun. He's really hard to kill. So he definitely belongs up there for sure. And he's one of those units that has an iframe piercing ultimate. So like, not if you try using a regular iframe that doesn't have invincibility, that don't matter. Like, if you don't have invincibility, you're fucked. He's gonna take you out with, he's gonna take you out with his ultimate. I would recommend him. If you don't have like the Final Valley units, I'll let you guys know as I put more units up here. But he's one character who's better on revival. He's good at both, but I'd recommend him on revival as well, just because of his iframe piercing ultimate. So he's one of those characters for sure. Hashirama, I'm also gonna put him up here in triple S tier, just because he's so hard to kill. He's a great staller and he does great damage. He constantly heals himself. His wooden fucking tree or whatever jutsu, that one gives him invincibility, and he gives seal. So he's really good, and his ultimate is also iframe piercing. So he's also very good on the revival summon. Low key, I feel like most characters up here are going to be really good on revival, in my opinion. So he definitely belongs up here for sure. Obito, I'm also going to put him up here. I also highly recommend him on revival summon, only because if you kill a 7-star shinobi on revival summon, once they revive, they're automatically gonna ult, because they have a few seconds of invincibility after reviving, and they'll ult you as soon as they get back up. Obito's ultimate, if you haven't seen it, it's fucking crazy, bro. It takes up the whole room. It stays in the room for like 10 seconds. It's really hard to avoid, and he's an excellent staller. He has invincibility, he uses Kamui, and then he teleports. I recommend you use his teleport with his Kamui and his Rod Jutsu, only because his teleport saves him from getting killed a lot of times. It makes him really hard to hit. So yeah, he definitely belongs up here for sure. Tsunade, I'm going to put her on main defense. I'm going to put her as solid. Her Punch Jutsu does paralysis, which is pretty good. And her Slug Jutsu obviously heals her and gives her invincibility. But like I said before, she just doesn't have a really good, reliable third Jutsu. So I'm going to put her in solid. She could work in lower tiers, but I wouldn't really recommend it. She's decent. Like, she's viable. Danzo, I hate to fucking say it, bro, but I think he's God tier, in my opinion. He's also really, really good on Revival Summon. Just because, I don't know why they made him so broken, bro. Like, how do they do, like, Kakashi so dirty, and then they do someone like Danzo, who everyone hates, hella good. Whatever. Anyways, he is really fucking annoying to try and kill. He's impossible to kill because he just has so much invincibility. He has so many iframes. And his third jutsu, I would recommend to use that fucking elephant that he summons, because it's a true iframe. So, like, he completely disappears from the screen and summons an elephant. So even if like Madara's jutsu or Hashirama's jutsu that are iframe piercing, it won't kill him. And he's really hard to kill. And on top of that, every single time he uses his ultimate, whether the little red bar is full or not, I don't know if you guys noticed, there's a red bar that fills up for X ultimates. Even if that's not full or not, he will revive every single time he uses his ultimate. So, you know, if he uses his ult, you have to kill him again. And if he uses it again, you have to kill him again and again and again. So he's nuts, bro. He's really good, unfortunately. Edo Itachi's gonna go in OP. He's also really good. He's just an all-around really good defender. He's probably the best like all-around unit in the game, in my opinion. He's just so balanced. He's like the perfect amount of tanky, perfect amount of damage, perfect amount of just everything. I think he's just a really solid all-around unit, so he belongs up here. Kalen Minato, he grew on me a lot, low-key. He's a really, really good staller because he has so much invincibility, so much evasion, status summon immunity, and he does really good damage. So he definitely belongs up here for sure as well. Naru Light, some people think he's down here now. In my opinion, I still think he's up here. Even now, to this day, sometimes I still get fucked over by Naru Light. It's because his ultimate has such good range and it's so unexpected. He fucking ults like hella fast. And like I said before, you know, he has a lot of iframes, so he's really annoying to kill. He's a staller, and he does good damage, so I still think he belongs up here. EMS Sasuke is a defender. I'm gonna probably have to put him in solid, only because there's so many attack mission mains and shinobi that have status summon immunity, so it makes him a little bit easier to kill, unfortunately. Shisui, as a regular defender, I think I'm going to put him in solid too. Before, when he first came out, I would have put him up here, but there's just far better units to put up here over him. He's still really good though, don't get me wrong. He's a pretty decent staller. It's just, he's a little squishy. So he's a little easy to kill. And he doesn't really do that much damage. He is a lot better in Final Four. He's like God tier in Final Four in my opinion. But as a regular defender, I'm going to have to put him in solid. Kawaki, as a regular defender, if I'm being honest, I tried him out for a few games. Maybe I just need to wait a little longer, but I'm going to put him in solid. I honestly don't think he's better than any of these units on the main defensive floor, in my opinion. And on top of that, his ultimate doesn't give any, you know, revival or anything. Most units, if you use your ultimate on defense, they'll be able to revive. Kawaki doesn't really have anything. And his only good jutsu is his 5-star and his ultimate. The other two ones are really lackluster, which makes him a really easy target to hit. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put him in solid, in my opinion. But maybe my opinion will change in the future, maybe not. But for now, he's gonna be here. Boruto though, low key, I'm gonna put him in OP. I'm gonna put him in OP, and let me tell you why before y'all flip on me. He has a really good infinite invincibility loop, and what I recommend is to take off his water jutsu on defense, so his 3-star that's kind of ass, and just use his 2 better jutsus, because that just means he's gonna consistently use the invincibility loop over and over and over and over again. So he's a really good staller, in my opinion, and he's good enough to where he's strong enough to where he's gonna take out your support if he flies in there. He's not insane by any means, but he's good enough to where he's better than these units. So he belongs up here, for sure, in my opinion. Wandering Ninja Sasuke is going to go in solid. Like I said, bro, his damage is so good, but it's just he doesn't have status on immunity. That's the only thing keeping him from going up here, unfortunately. That's the boy, though, but he's just solid. Indra is also going to go down here in solid. He's not bad by any means, but like I said before, no status on immunity is a fucking game changer in this meta. And he's also squishy. So if you get someone like these guys, for example, they're going to one-shot him. But he's still viable in lower ranks, so I'm going to put him in solid. Kakashi, I'm also going to put him in S tier right here, just because his waterfall jutsu is pretty decent. His waterfall jutsu is really good. It has a lot of range and it does seal. But he's just outclassed by a lot of these shinobi. In lower ranks, like I said before, though, he might work, so I'm going to put him right here. Sage Mode Naruto, I'm also going to keep him here because of his damage. His damage is still really decent. But just like everyone else, he's just outclassed by everyone else, unfortunately. These guys are just not booty cheeks. They're just solid, so I'm going to keep them here. I'm not going to disrespect them to the point where they're not booty cheeks. Like, they're still decent and they're still viable, so I'm going to leave them there. War Sakura, though, she's not booty cheeks. I'm going to disrespect her ass. I'm sorry. But her damage just isn't on par with what it needs to be. And she's not really like a staller or anything. Like, when she first came out, she was great because she was one of the only units with status summon immunity. But now that almost everyone fucking has it, it doesn't really make her stand out anymore. So I'm going to put her down there and not booty cheeks. This Sasuke, I'm debating between putting him here and in solid. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna put him in not booty cheeks. It's just because his damage just isn't that. His damage is the only thing that kind of carries him, but even now, his damage is only good if you haven't really leveled up. And I wouldn't recommend leveling him up over any one of these guys up here. So I'm gonna put him in not booty cheeks. No disrespect to the boy, though. War Tsunade, I'm also gonna put her in not booty cheeks. She's just not booty cheeks, honestly. She could have been better, but she's not bad. She has a running jutsu which gives her invincibility, but her other jutsus are just really lackluster, so I'm gonna keep her down here. Itachi versus Sasuke, I'm putting him in not booty cheeks as well. He's just outdated at this point, honestly. His damage is not on par with everyone else, and he doesn't have status on immunity, so he's just not booty cheeks. Kaguya, I'm also gonna put her down here. Actually, you know what? She can be a really good staller. Yeah, fuck it, I'll put her in solid. Excuse me, because she's just a really good staller. If she gets into her loop, her infinite loop, she's crazy. She's a really good staller. So if you have her, I would recommend taking off her seal and just use her teleport and use the punching jutsu that gives her status on the immunity, and she's just gonna loop over and over and over again. So she's still a pretty good staller to this day, so I'm gonna keep her there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah, he's booty cheeks on defense. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put him down there. Pain is not booty cheeks. They did him so dirty, bro. They need to do my man some justice, bro. He really took out the whole Lee village and they're gonna do him dirty. He's in not booty cheeks. I'm sorry, I love the boy, but he has a good shotgun. But that's about it. Everything else is just really clunky. Sixth Hokage Kakashi, not booty cheeks. Unfortunately, same thing. He's not a 7-star unit, so he lacks a lot of the things everyone else does. Everyone else has, I mean. And his mud jutsu, bro. That shit pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But yeah, unfortunately, he's down here not booty cheeks. He has paralysis, and he has I don't remember if he has seal or not, but he for sure has paralysis. It's just his damage isn't really there, unfortunately. Like I said before, bro, Naruto Final Valley and Sasuke Final Valley, fucking god tier. I personally think that Sasuke is a little bit better as a defender than Naruto is, but that doesn't take away from the fact that both of them are fucking god tier. They are the best defenders you can have. So if you have any of these two, put them on revival. If you don't have these two, any of these will work just fine on revival, but prioritize these two. If not, any of these will be perfectly fine for you. Like I said before, I highly recommend to do double S tier and up for defense and to invest keys. Maybe not Boruto yet. We might have to wait on that. But everyone else for sure, in my opinion. So yeah, and then Rin, not booty cheeks. Sorry, not booty cheeks. Fucking ass on defense. Alright, so here's going to be the main defense tier list for you guys. If you guys want to take a screenshot of it, I'll leave it on the screen for a little bit. And I'll give you guys a couple seconds, and then we're going to get into the final 4 defense tier list. So I'll be right back for that. Alright, you guys, so without further ado, we finally have the updated final 4 final room tier list. So just like before, I went ahead and changed the tier list already, and I'm going to just briefly go over every single one of them, why I think they are where they are. So if you want to take a screenshot of it, there it is, and I'm going to just go over and talk through each of them really quick. So Rin, if you're new here, you might be like, what the fuck is she doing there? But she has an ultimate called Healing Chime. So basically, as soon as you walk into the final room, she will insta-cast her ultimate, which means she instantly uses her ultimate, and it makes everyone in the room invincible for, I want to say it's 10 seconds. And if you max out her ultimate all the way to level 8, she's going to be spamming that shit every like 30 seconds. So she is godly and final room. You need to prioritize getting that ultimate. Next, like I said before, bro, they're fucking busted. So these two definitely got tier in final room as well. Invincibility, damage, like buffs, debuffs, they got all that shit. So they definitely belong in there as well. I recommend them being on the floor, like in main defense over the final room. But they're not gonna, they're not gonna do you dirty in final room either. So yeah, they belong up there. Shisui, he's godly in final room. He gives everyone invincibility, status element immunity, and he's just really hard to kill. He also has great crowd control. He has like this shadow clone jutsu that sucks everyone in. So if you have someone who's a good damage dealer, you suck them all in, pause, and then you just take them all out. KLM Naruto, super goated in final room, gives everyone invincibility. He's really hard to kill, really annoying to put up with. He definitely belongs in there. Hashirama, same thing. He has good damage. He's really tanky. He gives himself invincibility, and he heals everyone in the team with status on immunity as well. Ashura also belongs up here in God tier. His tornado takes up so much fucking room. He has infinite cooldown, or infinite no cooldown, however you say it. You can just spam shit. And then he gives everyone status on immunity as well. Narukage, some people might say he belongs in double S tier. I still think he's up here in God tier. I personally have him in my room, and he always survives hella fucking long. And he's just really annoying to put up with, because if you get trapped in the corner, he's just going to keep fucking running into you using his running jutsu. He's just going to keep spamming that shit. So he definitely belongs up there for sure. And Madara as well. I think he belongs up there because there's certain characters that insta-cast jutsus, so they won't die. Like, if you run into the final room and you use your ultimate right away, these characters won't die because they instantly cast a regular jutsu. So if you do not have Rin, the best characters in my opinion to use are these ones up here. These ones for sure. With Rin or no Rin, these are the best characters to use, because most of these will insta-cast a jutsu that'll keep them alive either way. So these are the god tier shinobi that you should prioritize to put in final room. These guys are still really OP in final room, in my opinion. So we're gonna go with Obito. Obito, he is a great staller. He has invincibility, he teleports, and he's really hard to kill, so he belongs up there as well. I think he's better on the main floor as well, but if you need him in final room, hey, he's gonna do you justice in there. Same with Danzo. I mean, he's good in either one. I recommend him on the main floor as well, but in final room, he's not gonna do you dirty. Not like he did Shisui dirty. No, I'm just fucking with you. He is really solid, and he's gonna survive. He's gonna give invincibility. He has a lot of iframes, and he's not gonna die. Same with Jiraiya. His fucking frog jutsu, bro, or his toad or whatever, like, that keeps him alive, and it makes him really tanky. So he's really annoying to try and kill, so he's really good in there. Indra, the boy, actually bumps up here, just because he has invincibility, and for sure in final room, he basically has supports who will give him status element immunity, which makes him really, it makes him a lot better, in my opinion. So he also belongs in there. He has invincibility, and he has a lot of iframes, so he belongs in there for this one. Edo Itachi, like I said, most balanced fucking unit in the game, in my opinion. Super great all around, so he belongs in there as well. Tsunade is actually really OP in Final Room, especially with her ultimate, because like I said before, it sneaks up on you, bro. It gets really crowded in there, and all of a sudden, without you knowing it, she fucking punches the sky and you're dead, you know? So she's really good. She belongs in there for sure. Kale and Minato, really hard to kill, really fucking annoying to kill, and he has great AoE, so he belongs in there as well. Wandering Ninja Sasuke is also one of those characters that if you don't have Rin, you should put him in there, because he insta-casts his Amaterasu, which is an iframe, so he's not going to die if someone uses their ultimate as soon as you run in Final Room. Boruto, if you use the setup that I told you in the last, what was it, how do I say it? Oh, in the main defense, if you use that setup, he's going to be really good at stalling, just because he's going to loop his invincibility over and over and over again. So he's actually pretty decent in Final Room, believe it or not. So in Solid, we have Kawaki. Like I said before, bro, they just did him so dirty with his last two jutsus. If he had better jutsus, he might be in double S tier. He might even be God tier, because his 5 stars is just really good, and his ultimate's really good. But unfortunately, because of that, he's going to be in Solid for Final Room. EMS Sasuke, he's just a little outdated, but he's also one of those characters that's pretty good. You know, he's pretty decent in lower tiers. War Sakura, she's good giving her team buffs. She gives everyone invincibility, she gives everyone status summon immunity, and she heals, so she's solid. Narulight is better on the main floor than he is in Final Room, as you can probably tell, because he can't heal himself. But I mean, if you use him in Final Room, he won't be bad, you know, he's solid, so he's not bad. Kakashi, same thing. His waterfall jutsu is what carries him, but there's also better units out there. Sage Mode Naruto, same thing. He just has good damage, and he has a lot of invincibility. He has status on immunity, but there's also better units out there. Kaguya is still a 6-star unit, but she's still really decent in Final Room, because if you use that jutsu lineup that I told you last time with just the teleportation and the punching jutsu, she's gonna last forever in there. I just think these guys are better, in my opinion, but she could probably sneak her way up to like a high solid, low-key. Like in lower tiers, she'd probably do really good. So yeah, and then War Tsunade is just not booty cheeks. Like, I don't think you can argue that she could be here, but in my opinion, she's right here. And then these guys in Final Room, unfortunately, they're not good. So yeah, so this has been the final tier list, you guys, for the 4th anniversary. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys found it helpful. I tried to not make it as long this time, so I tried to split it into 2 parts. But like I said before, if you guys have any other questions, you guys need to know anything else, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. In my opinion, should you summon on Boruto and Kawaki? No, I don't think you should. I think you should use those Shinos and try to go for Naruto and Sasuke. If you have their full kit, you could chill if you want to. I mean, I probably would. But if you want to go and get their X ultimate higher and limit break their jutsus, then hey, go for it. You're not going to lose anything from it. But, excuse me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for all the love, all the support. I promise I'm going to be uploading a lot more frequently, so just please be patient with me. And I promise I won't let you guys down. So thank you guys once again. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.